Talk. They hear you. For more information about talking with kids about underage drinking, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
NASCAR champion Bobby Lavani here with my brother Terry and my nephew Justin. You know, every sport has its essential safety gear.
For racing, we wear helmets, fire retardant suits, and Nomex gloves.
For fishing, waterfowl hunting, and boating, we wear life jackets.
After an intense race, there's nothing more relaxing than bass fishing.
Or a little duck hunting on the lake.
But we're the first ones to tell you, on the track or on the water, accidents happen fast.
In a crash, there's no time to put on a helmet. And when a boater capsizes or is thrown from the boat, there's rarely time to reach a stowed life jacket.
But today's life jackets are lightweight and comfortable. Fishing or hunting, they don't get in your way.
That's why you won't catch a Lavani on the water without a life jacket.
Don't let us catch you either. Remember, you're in command. Boat safely.
This message brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. For more information on boating safety, visit www.uscgboating.org.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios, powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Barry, Sable, and Friends on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Well, good morning. You have tuned in to the Barry Sable Show with Friends. So grateful to you, as always, for spending some time with us on your Sunday morning. Call-in numbers, 855-839. A simple 1210 will do. Yes, we are streaming live on YouTube. And again, check us out on our new website, BarrySableShow.com. Sitting in studio with me is Steve Pac-Man Paccaraduni. Pac-Man, good morning.
Well, good morning, Uncle Barry. I know when you were all revved up. I know it's going to be one of those mornings for me. Oh, boy. Here we go. I can't wait.
Yes, I am, and I hope our listeners enjoy the show today. You are having just come back from vacation in the sunny state of Florida, my friend. Sorry, time to go back to work, and that means in this studio as well, my friend. Vacation time is over, pal. So, the only thing necessary to combat and triumph over evil is for the good and the decent people is to not be shy, stand up, and act. My question this morning is to you and our listeners as well. Simply, do you or do you not believe in law and order, a higher education system to graduate more young people to proceed successfully in life? Yes or no? A secure border that protects all American citizens from invasions from our enemies and terrorists as well? Yes or no? Spending taxpayers' dollars appropriately? A simple yes or no. An accounting of all of our country's funds. Boys invading girls' privacy and women's sports. Rescuing American citizens from foreign countries, yes or no? The bettering of all Americans' lives. And lastly, the ability to financially take care of war veterans and homelessness. It's simple, a yes or no. Okay, haven't heard enough? All right, yes or no? Trade with foreign nations where commerce is more than fair that benefits this country. Help end all wars where the United States is heavily financing. Bring back stranded astronauts in space, our own citizens. Thanks, Elon. A few more you want? Make us energy independent again. Bring down inflation. Hold politicians, as we know, accountable and suffer consequences. Oh, boy. Consequences if needed be. Stop agencies spending funds on illegals and deporting pardon criminals and those that break our laws. Need I continue, or do you get the point, Pac-Man? Finally, one more. Paying people with Social Security funds who lived until the ripe age of 150 years old, 200 years old, 300 years old. Fine government employees we have. And how about their checks being cashed? Should we fine them and prosecute these thieves who stole taxpayer dollars? Well, Pac-Man, yes or no?
That's got to be a huge yes for me. It's just has to be that way. And let me stop you right there. I literally got off the plane like last night.
I know I didn't prepare you. I did this on purpose.
And my brain now is like, I was still, enjoying the ocean and the sunshine, and you hit me with these heavy-duty questions. But yes, we have to protect our citizens at all costs. We have to have a trade system that works best for American citizens. We have to have an education system that actually teaches our children basic skills in life.
Yes.
Instead of this propaganda.
Well, why have we been failing, sir? I mean, come on. Why hasn't the Board of Education been able to make sure that our kids graduate effectively to go on, as I said, go to college if need be, and go on to live and lead successful lives? Why have they failed us?
I almost have to say it's done by design. I really think they want American citizens dumb and stupid and depending on the government, because with that way they keep their power. There is no reason in the world why our children should not be the best in the world. We spend so much per student, triple what every other nation spends to educate our students. And I think the last thing that we looked at were 42nd U.S. students are 42nd in the world, and it's done by design. It has to be. And the other reason is that they actually labeled the parents domestic terrorists if you spoke out against these crazy agendas and policies.
True. Well, let me respond and give you my response is the Democrats are off the rails. Blowhards, hands caught in the cookie jar, and some rhinos as well. It's not just Democrats, my friend. Buckle up. Your time is coming, people. Donald Trump walks on water. Be prepared. He says, we will find you, catch you, and prosecute you, Steve. I believe him, and I hope it's done.
I agree with you. I hope it's done, too. He said it in his first address when he was in January 20th of 2017, and he said the 535 behind him have benefited more from this country than the millions in front of him. And I hope he does. I hope he points out that these people that have been stealing our taxpayer dollars, have been putting these crazy programs in place, are prosecuted or at least taken out of office on both sides.
Yep. I want to review the last 2 months quickly with you, some of the things that I found to be outstanding. Hostages from Venezuela, we didn't even know they were there, were released. Hostages from Israel wasn't happening before. Borders are closed, deporting crime-ridden criminals. No boys and girls sports. Finding where all the money has been spent improperly. Stopped FEMA, listen to this one, Pac-Man, from giving funds to immigrants. That's not their job. Just getting people nominated out of the 2-month period to just go back to work. I mean, come on. They weren't interested in working. And in 2 months, as I say, he had them back to work or fired. He is cleaning up everybody's mess. It took 4 years to screw up the economy. Don't expect him, Republicans and Democrats, in 2 or 3 months to fix this economy. It's going to happen. And lastly, you have to understand the mechanism of tariffs. This man is a chess player. He is 4 moves ahead of his opposition. He knows what he's doing. Leave him alone. Let's see how he does. Just like we all left the last administration alone, and we saw what they did, Steve.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say it again. We were saying it over and over and over and over again. Either get on board to make America great again or get out of the way. The left, the Democrats, they have to stop blocking him. these liberal judges that are stopping the executive office of the president and saying, they have one district that they're a district judge for, and they're affecting the entire nation. Barry, I'm going to talk about the border. 96% the illegal boarding crossings are down just because we changed the president.
Yep.
Remember?
We were told that Congress had to vote on it or
Right.
had to act on that. Congress had nothing to do with that, my friend. Look what happened now as comparison to then. Democrats, in all fairness to you, we need everybody's support. It doesn't matter what color you are, what nomination you are, what gender you are, and what you believe in. We have to somehow find common ground to agree on how this country should be run.
Right. I think it's just common sense, and everyone can agree that we have to have a border where we know the people who are coming over the border.
Yep.
Illegal immigration has caused so many problems in this country, wasting billions of dollars.
Terrible.
And Trump was right. They were sending the murderers and the rapists and everything. Look at all the young lives we've lost in this country because of it.
Yep. Well, and let's talk about Mr. Musk. Look what they're doing to his agencies. Look what they're trying to do to him. All this man is trying to do is to help the president of the United States run this country appropriately. What's happening there, I hope they find people that are doing this damage, and I really hope that they sentence them to terms unbelievably long to set an example so this doesn't happen anymore.
Well, I have to agree with you 100% there, Barry. It also should be the way that they treated the January 6th, rioters. They should do the same thing when they find someone that actually, because it is domestic terrorism, that is attacking these Tesla dealers. The funny thing about it is they don't realize these cars are 100% made in America.
Yes.
The people that work there are American citizens. You're not affecting Elon Musk. He doesn't own that much of the company anymore.
And he was loved by the Democrats before he took up camp with Trump. He knows that things need to change in America, and he's doing a good job. People, leave him alone. He's entitled to express himself no different than anybody else. And that's the way it goes. They're doing wonderful things. Just stay tuned. Listen, the weakest men compete with girls. The weakest minds celebrate it. Kurt, let's take a break. You have been listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. With me in studio, my friend, my associate, Mr. Pac-Man.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-488-1329. That's 800-488-1329.
With so much uncertainty in the world today, you may find yourself wondering, is now even the right time to retire?
So many people are waiting, and those folks are going to be waiting a really long time, I hate to say, because there's no perfect time. The market is always unpredictable and volatile.
Fortunately, Jim Cipriotti has been helping get people to, through, and beyond retirement for over 25 years. And each week, he wants to help give you that freedom to retire. Listen to Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti, Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday afternoons at 5 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
My dad Len always says, the minute you get in a rideshare, buckle up.
And my son Jordan always says, the minute you get in a rideshare accident, first seek medical attention and then call us. This is Len Lundy.
And I'm Jordan Lundy of Lundy Law. My dad and I hope we'll never meet you because of an accident, but if we do, we're here for you.
Remember our name, Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers.
Call 1-800-LUNDY-LAW or visit lundylaw.com.
Hey, it's Nick Cale, and I recently test drove the new Honda Prologue, Honda's first all-electric SUV. With a range of almost 300 miles on a single and fast charge, you can cruise the roads worry-free. It has 3 charging options, including a portable charging kit for when you're on the go. Lease the Prologue today for as low as $229 per month or 0% financing for 72 months. Visit Piazza Honda in Philadelphia, Pottstown, Springfield, Reading, or Langhorne for details, or shop online at piazzahonda.com and tell them Nick sent you.
Don't miss the Labor and Energy Show with J-Doc and Krause. Brought to you by the Labor and Energy Alliance this Saturday night at 6. Find out about the important issues that will affect you. The Labor and Energy Show, Saturday night at 6 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-488-1329. That's 800-488-1329.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
From Pottstown to Vincenttown, we know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Yes, indeedy. You are listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. Sitting in studio with me, Pac-Man. Listen, Pac-Man, I have a little humor on this Sunday morning. Hopefully I could read through this and it could be effective. So, Donald Trump was visiting a primary school in Orlando and visited a 4th grade class. They were in the middle of a discussion related to words and their meanings. The teacher asked President Trump if he would like to lead the discussion on the word tragedy. So our illustrious POTUS asked the class for an example of tragedy. One little boy stood up and offered, if my best friend who lives on a farm is playing in the field and a tractor runs over him and kills him, would that be a tragedy? No, said the president. That would be an accident. A little girl raised her hand. If a school bus carrying 50 children drove off of a cliff, killing everyone, would that be a tragedy? I'm afraid not, explained Trump. That's what we would call a great loss. The room went silent. No other child volunteered. Donald J. searched the room. Isn't there someone here who can give me an example of a tragedy? Finally, at the back of the room, little Johnny raised his hand. The teacher held her breath. In a quiet voice, he said, if the plane carrying you was struck by a friendly fire missile and blown to smithereens, would that be a tragedy? Fantastic, explained Trump. That's right. And can you tell me why that would be a tragedy? Well, said Johnny, it has to be a tragedy because it sure as hell wouldn't be a great loss. And you could bet your sweet tuchus it wouldn't be an accident either. The teacher left the room. Now, I believe that kid is being raised by lefties, Pac-Man. Your thoughts?
It is very, very possible that he is being raised by lefties. And the president is right that it would be a tragedy. It would be a loss to our country, that's for sure, because this guy is putting everything on the line for our country. He's given up so much. He's put himself in danger. 2 assassination attempts against him. He's got to know every time he walks out the door he's a moving target. And it would be a gigantic tragedy. And yes, unfortunately, you see it on social media every day.
Yes,
people want the president killed. I hope he dies. I hope, and there was COVID. I hope he gets COVID.
And Musk, too.
Right. It's ridiculous.
So
It's
let me ask you a
completely
question. Let's get serious. Do you agree with the courts and their liberal judges are acting like dictators because we, the people, elected the president to do what he said he would do, but the judges are ignoring the will of the people? Your thoughts?
I absolutely do. We brought this up last week with Judge Donahue. I did say that the judges are acting like dictators. They are overruling the will of the people. We sent President Trump there to do exactly what he said he was going to do. First off, in my opinion, they don't have the right or the power or whatever you want to call it to stop what's coming out of the executive office. It's ridiculous of what they're doing. And think about what they're stopping. They're worrying about deporting criminals back to Venezuela.
Yeah,
They're saying, what happens if one of them isn't a criminal? Listen, the Venezuelan government wouldn't take them back if they weren't criminals. They know they're criminals. They're just wrong.
So let me ask you a question then. Am I incorrect in saying that the only court that could overrun the president is the Supreme Court? Is this all going to end up on the doorsteps of the Supreme Court?
Absolutely. It is going to wind up there. And we talked to the judge briefly about that last week, too, that, yes, the Supreme Court is there to keep the executive branch in check, too. And unfortunately, our court system, our judicial system has been, I would say, almost dismantled by these leftist nutcases by putting these liberal judges in there and them not obeying the law and actually ruling from the bench. They're governing from the bench, which is affecting every citizen in America, and it's wrong.
Well, here's what I want to take you down. The next path is these tariffs. So many people are unnerved by these tariffs, especially, let's start with Canada. I don't have the numbers exactly in front of me, but Canada is really ripping the United States off. Why are we buying butter with a tariff like 275%? Why are we possibly buying lumber from Canada when we have all of the lumber here? What doesn't make sense to me is that we're so concerned about the president of the United States equaling the playing field with Canada, with Mexico, and with China. Why would anybody disagree with what he's trying to do? It's just common sense.
It is common sense. And I'm going to relate it to Trump derangement syndrome. It's a real thing. And he said it at his joint speech to Congress where he said that there's nothing I can do. I could, provide the cure for diseases, these great diseases and everything. I could make this country great again, and they wouldn't smile. They wouldn't agree with anything. And it really is a sickness. It's a sickness. They hate this man. They don't know why they hate him, but they hate this man and anything they does. And we are being ripped off.
Because it's not their idea. No. It's not their ideas. It's not their philosophies because they're non-American type minds that believe in patriotism. They don't love this country. You mentioned that union, what do you want to call it? The State of the Union.
So when the president's address to joint session of Congress.
Yeah, I got to get the words out.
Yeah, it's like a State of the Union.
Yeah, so I want to thank you. So I want to talk to you about a few things that happened that night. Number one, Melania Trump walked into the room. She looked absolutely stunning. She's the first lady. Not one Democrat applauded or stood up. Mm-hmm. Is that setting a standard for kids today? Let me continue. The kid that had cancer, nobody stood up for him. Didn't applaud for one thing Trump is doing. They held signs that night. How juvenile. Green, he interrupted that State of the Union that night. What a disgrace. Okay, boys and girls sports. Nobody even stood up from the Democratic side for that. What is that saying, people? That all of these Democrats believe, every single one, that boys should be in girls' bathrooms? Hostages released. Not one time did a Democrat stand up, okay? Riley Gaines, again. Steve, enough is enough is enough. If you're going to agree with what Democrats are acknowledging is acceptable. And you're an American, if you agree with this, pack your bags. We'll find the funds to send you abroad and go live somewhere else.
Well, Barry, again, I agree with you 110%. And you're right. But actually, the registered Democrats in this country don't agree with the elected Democrats. Their approval rating is at 27% among their own registered voters.
Yeah.
27%. So that's telling them, and they're not learning. They're not learning. They're not saying that their registered Democrats are going, hey, we agree with these policies. Well, actually, President Trump's overall approval rating is, I think, 54% right now, which is the very, very high for any president, the highest ever for President Trump. And also in his own party, his popularity is at 68%, where the Democrats Party, they have no leadership. And the registered Democrats, and our listeners out there, if you are registered Democrats, when Barry and I talk about the Democrats, we're talking about the elected Democrats. We're not talking about the rank and file, the registered voters, the American citizens. You don't approve of what's happening in your own party, speak out or come over to us on the Republican side. We'd love to have you.
But I slightly disagree with you. 74 million people voted for the left this time. I'm sorry, sir. I disagree with that. They voted for Kamala Harris and the Biden ways and policies? No, I disagree. So let me ask you this much. All of a sudden, Newsom, he wants to run for president.
Right.
He's the worst governor in this country. AOC, she's a bartender. She didn't even allow Amazon, which could have produced 25,000 jobs in New York. She vetoed that. How about this one? Maxine Waters talking about Trump starting a civil war. What the heck are these people talking about? Race, race, race. I got to tell you something, Steve. When I was growing up, we didn't have this kind of nonsense going on. Yes, there's always going to be a certain form of racism and prejudice, but we didn't talk about it. I played softball with people all different nominations and colors. We never engrossed ourselves in worrying about if a kid was black or Puerto Rican or white or Jewish. Why, oh, why are Democrats from Joy Reid, thank God she's no longer on the air. The View is another disgrace. Why do we have to put up with this kind of nonsense?
Because for them to stay relevant, they need a victim. And we're solving the problems. We're solving the racist problems in this country and a lot of other things, too. And we're becoming together as a one. We're united under one flag, the American flag. And that is driving these race baiters that you just mentioned insane. They're losing. They're becoming irrelevant. And they will say and do anything to hold on to their power or the relevancy. That's the problem. We fixed these issues in this country. What happens is they don't have a victim anymore.
That's right.
Nobody's going to listen to them, and more importantly, they're out of a job.
Let me ask you a question. Trump signed an order this week where he is reverting to the states to handle public education rather than nationally and the government doing it. I agree with that. What are your thoughts?
I agree with that 110%. 1979, I think it was, Jimmy Carter started the Department of Education. We didn't have it all those years where our students were number one in the world when he started this department. Now we're at 42, 44, whatever it is. We've wasted billions and billions of dollars with government bureaucracy and all these jobs that aren't needed, and our students have suffered. It's good. Put it back to the states, and also what will happen is it'll make the states have to compete for to have a good school system, because then residents will want to move to those states that have better school systems. And actually, competition always makes it better, makes the prices go down, and also we get a better education for our children. The federal government has failed over and over and
with
over
everything,
again.
Steve.
Right.
Everything, Pac-Man. Listen, I stand by the man who gave up his rich life for this country, not the people who sold their country to get rich. Listen, we're hoping that Jack Chitterelli is going to call in after the break. You have been listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. Sitting in studio with me, Pac-Man. We will see you on the other side.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-921-5252. 800-921-5252. That's 800-921-5252.
Make magic happen with Kitchen Magic. Family-owned Kitchen Magic has been making dream kitchens come to life for over 45 years and 60,000 homeowners. Kitchen Magic's experts will guide you every step of the way, from free in-home design consultation to top-notch installation. Whether refacing, new cabinetry, or complete makeover, your kitchen transformation is covered with quality American-made products. Your new kitchen will be as functional and enduring as it is beautiful. Right now, enjoy an amazing 40% off installation. Visit kitchenmagic.com.
Edelman's Coins, Philadelphia's local bullion dealer. Edelman'sCoins.com.
This is Larry Steinhaus, and did you know that I buy houses in any condition? That's right, I buy hoarder houses, I buy trashed houses, I buy burnt-out houses, or even houses with bad tenants. If you are a tired landlord, or you inherited a property, or you just have a property you don't want, give me a call at 855-939-1137, and I will personally answer the phone and make you a full-price offer. That's 855-939-1137. Don't suffer with that property anymore.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto-pay and e-billing.
Free speech in Philly on Odyssey's #1 talk station. Talk Radio 1210. WPHT.
Indeed, we are back. You are listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. Incidentally, I'm proud to announce, Pac-Man, that we are now being, we're being on the air 8 to 9 on Saturday nights. So you, at the present time, could hear our reruns from today's show if you missed it. And we are negotiating for the Barry Sable Show After Dark. It's going to be a very cool show. Hopefully we could get it done. Mr. Stocker, our manager, if you're listening, get us done. So, Steve, let's go to the air here and see what Big Al has in mind while we're waiting, hopefully, for Jack Chittarelli to call in. Big Al, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Hey, you know what's always been amazing to me? When a president has something that's actually working in our country, why the next president has to come in and change everything? You know, like when Biden came in after Trump, you know, with the economy going the way it is, all of a sudden he changed everything, and look where it went.
But Big Al, let's figure that out. Let's figure that out for a second. Aren't you under the impression that Democrats and Republicans, they don't have any common ground? So when the Democrats took office, and this past administration came into being, they foresaw that the country could and should be different. Don't you see it that way?
Yeah, I mean, I see it that way, but I just can't get, it's all about the power and, what's best for the country. That's what I want to do. And, you look at this. Republicans, when we disagree with a value, we stop buying their beer. What did the Democrats do? They burned the cars.
Yeah.
It's just the violence. They accuse Trump of being a Nazi and all this other stuff. You know what? The Democrats are being the Nazis because they're supporting Hamas, who wants to eradicate the Jews, and that's exactly what the Nazi and Hitler did.
Yeah. What really irks you out of all of this, Big Al? Tell me.
Well, what irks me is that the Democratic people that vote for this stuff, I can't see what world they're living in, because just look at the truth of what's happening. You know, everything. You know, if the Democrats didn't mention the word Trump, they would have nothing to talk about. Let's talk about the politics. And your next guest, Jack Ciattarelli, is the man. He talks about the policies, what he's going to do for this great state of New Jersey. You know, it's not about anything else but doing what's right for the people in the state of New Jersey. And Jack, I think he actually won the last election, but they found 40,000 votes up in North Jersey, which was amazing.
Yep. Listen, Big Al, I really appreciate the call. We're sitting here waiting for Jack Ciattarelli. Hopefully he's done his the third hole somewhere, wherever he's at on the golf course, and he will call in. Listen, thanks for the call. You know, I asked the question. I asked him. I'm going to ask you, Pac-Man. All that's going on, what is irking you the most?
Uncle Barry, what's irking me this week is the way that they are treating Elon Musk. First and foremost, he rescued those astronauts that were stuck in space for 9 months. Biden didn't care. We'll get them when we get them. Anything could have went wrong up there. They're thank God that they're okay. We're lucky that they're okay. Elon took charge, right? Came in there, got him down within a week.
Yeah.
And instead of celebrating this, instead of mainstream media celebrating this, and the entire Congress giving them a hero's welcome back, of course, because it's Trump and Elon Musk, we can't talk about that. And he didn't do anything special. Biden was working on it. It was just the rest of his plan, that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. That's really irked me. And the way that they're treating this man. This man is the richest man in the world, by two. The next richest man has half the money that Elon has. Also, he's a genius. Look what he's accomplished.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
And he's working for the American people for free. And it irks me that some of the leftist nutcases out there are worried that Elon Musk has your Social Security number. What's he going to do? He's going to steal, the $57 you have in the bank account. He owns PayPal. He actually set that up for a more secure and safe and easy and fast way to process credit cards for everyone. He has your Social Security number already. He doesn't care about your Social Security number. He's trying to save you money, which is amazing what the problems they're giving this man.
Jack Ciattarelli, Uncle Barry has friends looking for you. Where are you? We're looking for your call. While we're waiting, I want to talk to you about gas prices, incidentally, that dropped for the third consecutive week, the lowest in 4 years. That's good stuff, my friend, because what that means to me, energy costs are less, transportation costs should be less. Hopefully, with inflation, hopefully going down, the cost of goods is going to be less. Real important stuff, my friend.
So, I am an auto mechanic by trade, and at one time I did own a gas station. I had an Exxon gas station in New Jersey, and it was amazing to see when gasoline prices went up, how people were so in tune to the price of gasoline, whether it be a penny a gallon or 2 pennies a gallon. When Biden took office and he cut the pipeline off and gasoline shot up and went to the highest ever, $7, $8 a gallon, I think, out in California, that's a direct relation to all of our consumer goods going up because everything is delivered by tractor trailer.
Yep.
And instead of saying that, hey, this is too much money, you're causing poor people not to be able to afford food. Nope. What does the left do? Biden's saving the planet. President Trump wants to make us energy independent. And what do they say? He's killing everybody and he's costing us more money and the oil companies are going to make more money. Actually, no, we're paying lower fuel costs. And if you notice, the price of eggs that everybody was upset about is down probably about $2 a dozen since he took office. What are we, 57 days?
It's not going to happen right
into
away,
it?
my friend. It took 4 years to make things rise the way they are. It's going to take a minute to correct itself. I want to switch gears with Russia, Ukraine. Any thoughts on that? It looks like they're making some progress and headway, even though they're probably bombing the hell out of each other still. I would love to see that war coming to an end. That was a nonsense war. It didn't have to be. It should have been stopped when Russia um, had tanks and arms and everything else around Ukraine. That was the time that should have been negotiated out. There's certain things that are priority, and I get it. And we've talked about this on the show before, but nothing that couldn't have been negotiated out. What's your thoughts on that word now?
My thoughts on that are that, and I hate to say it, there is a large military industrial complex in this country that makes billions and billions of dollars off of this. They wanted the war. They allowed it to happen.
Yep.
A weak America allowed to happen, or a weak Biden allowed this to happen. And now we send over billions and billions and billions of dollars that's unaccounted for. And basically, human life was, we didn't care about it. Who cares? The soldiers are going to die on both sides. Who cares? But these military industrial complex was making billions and billions of dollars. That's what it was about. Hopefully, it seems that President Trump has them at least talking, which is much better than better than bombs and bullets.
Yep.
President Trump says it best himself. He said the only thing that stops a bullet is a human, and that's a problem. We just keep losing human life over a senseless war. Come to the table, negotiate it out, and end it. It's 2025.
Yep.
There should be no more wars.
Oh, I agree. Middle East, what are your thoughts on that? I know
The Middle
that
East,
Israelis are on the go again.
Yeah, I hear you, because Hamas didn't agree to release the hostages.
Yep.
My fear is that they're dead, and they know if they return those hostages dead, it's the end of Hamas for them. They know that President Trump will wipe them off the face of the earth.
Yep.
And it's a shame, because there's going to be more lives lost, and innocent lives too. I mean, terrorists should never be allowed to be in this in this world.
Yep.
You can't be fundamentally want to kill someone because of their religion, their color, or whatever. It's ridiculous. So it has to end. But I feel, unfortunately, that the hostages are no longer with us, and if they send those remains back, Hamas has nothing
whatsoever.
to bargain with.
Steve, while you were on the beach, Uncle Barry attended for you the NJ GOP in Jersey at Caesars Hotel. And obviously there was a lot going on there. I did get a chance to listen to Mr. Vivek. He came in, gave a great speech. I know Tyrus was there on Saturday. I didn't get a chance to stay. Any thoughts on any reportings back to you as what occurred over the weekend?
So I heard great things from the NJ GOP summit. In New Jersey, for our Pennsylvania listeners, in New Jersey, we are out registered by about 900,000 Democrats compared to the Republicans.
Yes.
We hold some seats in New Jersey, but it's also a pretty tough state. And for governor, Jack Ciattarelli was a major sponsor of this event. None of his other people running or gentlemen running for governor cared to participate in this event. And actually, Jack did a great thing for our party. He's unifying our party. He supports all the Republican candidates up and down the ballot. And it was an excellent event from what I heard. And, to have Vivek there speaking and all these people that motivate our party.
He was terrific, by the way.
Yeah. When I heard him speak at the RNC convention in Milwaukee, I said that man will be president one day. And it's amazing that we have patriots in this country, that are willing to put everything on the line. And here too, where we go, he's of Indian descent, right? How come the left doesn't like him? How come they don't say, hey, this is a great guy. This is what we need for our country.
They're not patriots, my friend. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Big Al is trying to make the point to him. These people, I don't know what happened to this party. This party is in shambles right now with no policies, no direction, no nothing, because they don't want to see America free. If you want this to be a socialistic country, if you believe in communism, all you have to do is vote for the left. There's nothing here obscure to figure out. There's nothing difficult. And by the way, we are up against the break. You have been listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. We will see you on the other side of the break.
Hey everybody, Chris Coonahan for Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection company with over 1 million satisfied homeowners. I'm here to answer all of your home maintenance questions. I have Mary from Des Moines on the line. How can I help, Mary?
You're wrong. You'll see. $100.
Mary, you there?
Hey, Chris. Sorry. I'm calling to settle a bet with my husband. Okay, so is it better to deal with a clogged gutter now or wait until the weather's better?
Mary, the time is now. The longer you wait, the more damage you can have. Your husband may have lost this bet, but repairing your gutters can save your family thousands of dollars over the lifetime of your home.
But how much will it cost to get our gutters inspected?
Well, husband of Mary, leaf filter inspection and estimates are always free for new customers. And right now, if you go to leaffilter.com/gutter, you can get an additional 30% off.
I think I won here.
We both did. What's that site, Chris?
That's leaffilter.com/gutter. Visit today to schedule your free gutter inspection.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
In a world filled with financial information, Citizens can help you make sense of it. So whether you're signing up or hitting snooze on some financial newsletters, scrolling through your socials that all seem to be saying the same thing, or getting together with your neighbors at a cookout to game plan college funds, you're ready to make the most of it. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Learn more at citizensbank.com/made-ready.
The working families of Laona Labor's District Council of Pennsylvania, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia are proud contributors to all aspects of growth in this great city. The Labor's District Council provides safe, well-trained, productive workers who enable projects to be done on time and under budget. We appreciate our signatory contractors and their commitment to fairness and equality. Laborers, we're building a better future today.
Brought to you by the Laborers District Council Licit Fund.
D&K Appliances is a family-owned and operated business for 3 generations located in Newtown Square and Flowertown. D&K Appliances offers one-stop shopping, providing delivery, installation, and service of top brands like GE, Thermador, Wolf, Bosch, Speed Queen, KitchenAid, and Whirlpool for your kitchen or laundry. D&K Appliance sales associates are industry experts, supporting customers every step of the way. Visit D&K Appliances, the dependable difference. Newtown Square and Flowertown showrooms, or visit DKappliances.com.
Pastor Brad Lacey here, First Baptist Church, Conshohocken. Join us Saturdays for the great message and be blessed. 5 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet? Do it today at 1210 WPHT.
Yes, indeedy, we are back. You are listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. We've only got about another 10 minutes or so. So let me hit hard and heavy. Pac-Man, as I ask this question every week to a certain degree, what is your vision for our country? What does America look like, in your opinion, 20 years from now? Are we doing the right things to solidify what's best for all Americans?
Well, with President Trump in office, I feel that, yes, we are doing the right thing, and we're going to look great 20 years from now as long as everybody gets on board. I understand they have different views on the left than we have on the right. I understand that, but there has to be some kind of common ground, and we have to stop. You know, the left did a whole this thing about hate has no home here, all this kind of stuff, as they burned down Tesla dealers. That's insane. That's a lot of hate and a lot of anger. Instead of doing those acts, how about you come to the table? How about you sit down and you talk to us? And find out where can we get common ground. So our vision for our country, as long as President Trump is in office and could do half of what he promised on the campaign trail, I think 20 years from now we'll be in great shape.
Well, I think he surrounded himself with great people. I think Pam Bondi's doing a great job. Pete's doing a great job. Mark Rubio, every single one. They're smart, they're intelligent, and they're energetic. And they don't take no for an answer, and they don't back down. I have to tell you, you asked me on the break, what did I think about the NJGOP this weekend? And I saw so much energy there. It was really terrific to see a bundle of Republicans that weren't arguing for a change. They were all in unison. They were all happy to be there. They seem to feel as if things are going their way. Now, you know that I've never been involved with politics. I've told you that a million times. And when you ask me to go to these functions, especially in Jersey, because that's where you're associated, a lot of times I back down because I'm on radio. I try and hit the ball down the middle of the fairway. If Democrats want to chime in, I'm here. If Republicans want to chime in, I'm here. We're here to listen. But I have to tell you, I was really pleased to see that Republicans were really all talking the same game. So you were right. It did happen that way, and I was glad to see it finally, because I know primaries are coming up. I know governorship of New Jersey is ultra important. I really wanted to get Jack on. I guess we missed him today. He did have time where he went to Bedminster. Is that how you say it?
Right.
I guess close to that. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He was with the president the other day. We were trying to get a report back from him exactly what was said. Do you have any inklings of what happened that night with him?
It's crazy how things happen. So Jack is actually hosting a party down at the NJGOP summit. He gets a call and an invite from the president to go up to Bedminster to have dinner with him, to sit at his table and chat for a while. I've heard positive things that came out of that. There was pictures from guests that shows that they were laughing and joking and having a good time. And what that means too for New Jersey, President Trump, he lives here he lives in New Jersey in the summertime.
Yes.
That's the, as he calls it, the summer White House is in Bedminster. And it's super important that New Jersey get a Republican governor. And the reason why we need a Republican governor in New Jersey is to fix the problems so that Governor Murphy, who said he wanted to make it to California
What
of
problems
the
are you
East Coast.
talking about, Pac-Man? What specifically? Because I know one thing. I was down the shore the other day in Atlantic City. The roads and the streets are horrific. I mean, with all the money that we spend on all this nonsense overseas, between Philly and New Jersey, which we all travel all the time, it's despicable. I mean, pothole after pothole. I mean, what gives, man? Are we going to be able to lean on Jack and tell Jack, I know the windmills, we've pretty much got that covered. We need to see someone step up and look what's best for the people in New Jersey, just like we did when we endorsed Dave McCormick. And I know he's doing a great job. We're going to have him on in the next week or two, incidentally, to get a pulse beat of what's happening in the Senate. Are we going to be able to depend on Jack for this?
Absolutely. Jack is 110% behind the American First policies of President Trump. It's good for the country. It's good for New Jersey. Jack, right out of the gate, though, is going to say we are going to cut the corporate tax rate in New Jersey to make New Jersey a good place to do business in. We chase business away because Governor Murphy just increases the corporate tax over and over and over again. For seniors, he wants seniors to stay in New Jersey. Leave that wealth in New Jersey. He has a great tax plan for them to help with reduce our property taxes for our seniors, and also for young people that want to start out. He would love for them to start out in New Jersey. He's got some great plans for New Jersey. So it's super, super important. Unfortunately, Jack was not able to call in today. It appears that he maybe
he's on the golf course. He must be
he's not on the golf course.
After 3 or 4. He must be down too, and
right.
he just couldn't make it. Come on, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll get him
He has
again.
promised to call into the show, give us plenty of time. But it appears that I'm assuming that what happened in Bedminster has caught the eye of maybe some larger networks, shall we say, or TV networks, and they're interested in that.
But this is Uncle Barry and Pac-Man. Come on, stop it.
Yeah, no,
Stop it.
I hear you. Jack is going to come in and give us plenty of time. Have him in studio, so the studio guest then could call in, ask him questions, and because it applies. And I know our Pennsylvania listeners are saying that's Jersey. What does it matter if we have a strong East Coast of the states in New Jersey are strong? Excuse me, the states on the East Coast are strong. Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. That benefits all of us. It benefits all of us. So it's important that we don't have governors like Shapiro and like Murphy in New Jersey. They're actually spending taxpayer dollars to Trump-proof their states. What does that mean? What does Trump-proof mean? It's crazy, Uncle Barry.
Well,
Crazy.
I'll be honest with you. I guess my question to you is, you are heavily involved in getting Republicans elected in South Jersey. From what you see, how are we ever going to get Republicans and Democrats to agree at least on some issues that benefits us? I just don't see it. The more that I come on the air, all I do is see controversy. People that are against everything that's wholesome, from education to safety to the border to the economy. I just don't seem to understand, how are we going to get our country unified like Joe Biden told us he was going to do? I'm going to unify you. Unify? You didn't do anything, God darn it, except fall asleep on the beach.
So exactly what you're doing right now, Uncle Barry. You're putting your time out there. You're putting out information to our listeners, and you're willing to hear both sides of it.
Yep.
The only way we do this is with communication with each other. So we welcome.
But
we
Steve,
welcome.
I can't agree with anything these people are talking about. All they do is knock the orange guy. That's all I hear. They don't come up and talk about policies. I saw it at the State of the Union that we talked about earlier, and I've given up on Democrats. I hate to say it. I've given up on them, and liberals are worse. I don't know what in the world these people are thinking about.
I don't know why. Well, okay, I'm going to go back to the Trump derangement syndrome, but some of them, we may be able to have a conversation
Are they
with.
transitioning at all? Do you see it?
I see. Well, again, with the 27% approval rating of the Democrats of their own party, I think a lot of them are moving our way and starting to listen to us just a bit. We're not going to agree on everything, but an open line of conversation is how we bring unification back to this country.
Well, we had Jeff Van Drew on the show, and he was new to, not new, but he was in Washington, and we asked him that question to unravel. And to be honest with you, hopefully Dave McCormick will be on in a few weeks, and we're going to really get to the bottom core of what's going on. You have 10, I'll give you 20 seconds. Go ahead, wrap up for today.
You're the best, Uncle Barry. Uncle Barry, you told me today that you were revved up,
Yes,
and I
I
had
am.
no idea what I was in store for.
I was.
And actually, you are correct. I enjoyed my time here.
Thank you.
I appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you.
You're making me think. My mind is on fire now with all those questions that you've asked me. I hope our listeners are feeling the same way. This is perfect. Thank you very much, Uncle Barry.
Of course, and I'm going to see you next weekend. Someone at your age is already deceased. Where's my music, Kurt? Give me some energy. But you're still alive because God wants you here. It takes 8 seconds to thank the Lord. Amen. Come on, Kurt, give me my music. To Steve Paccaraduni, thanks for joining me on this Sunday morning. Delaware Valley, on your busy Sunday, grateful to you for joining and spending some time with us. Remember, we are on now Saturday from 8 to 9 o'clock at night. Don't miss us. You have been listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. Talk radio, only 1210 WPHT. Have a great week, a healthy week, and a safe week. Remember, we are Super Bowl champs, and we will see you next weekend. Thanks for always being there. I appreciate you.
Walter Sterling.
Everybody had a CB radio. I mean, everybody. You got on the highway, pick a channel, and it was busy. Was there any meaningful conversation going on? No. The only actual service it provided was letting me know where speed traps were, and this bizarre sense of connectiveness to anonymous people going through the same thing.
Sterling. Every damn night. Sunday through Friday nights at 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Oh, honey, it's our favorite leaf filter trusted pro, Matt. Matt, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Sparks. You wanted me to stop by? Is everything okay with your leaf filter gutter protection system?
Okay, of course, silly. We want